Hello everyone, and welcome to a sort of post-episode for our Naples campaign, which we have just finished. So I made the timeline, as you could probably guess from seeing this timeline thing up in here. But I thought I'd spend just a few minutes going over to the ledger and seeing what sort of state the world was in at the end. I mean, actually first, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the map, just to provide a bit of context, I guess. Canada. Canada currently completely independent. They broke free. All of Portugal's colonies are still colonies, despite the fact I gave Portugal a good kicking in. Other than that, most of it is like Colombia broke free, but then they got invaded by Great Britain. Brazil broke free. Not sure from who. Whether that was from somebody from like Portugal or whether that was from, wow, somebody else. France, maybe. I don't know. Actually, no, one way of telling. Oh, I can't actually click on their see the province view while I'm in timeline mode. But, anywho. So, yeah. Africa is pretty much me, other than some of the existing nations which are there, which have gobbled up some of the OPMs. But that's where it stayed relatively similar to the start. Horn of Africa, colonizers, generally unexpected. Expected, sorry. Europe, Sweden got big. They had a bit more territory. Denmark have personal union over Russia, which was quite surprising. Albeit Russia have sort of fallen from grace in that they lost quite a bit of land to the Commonwealth. And more recently, Chagatai. What else has gone on? Other than obviously me and Ottomans, which we know about from the campaign. Galera, quite big. Magdeburg, decent size. Everyone else, though, pretty much the whole of the HRE is destroyed, essentially. Sweden managed to gain a foothold in Ireland, which is a bit surprising. Another big surprise, which I noticed in one of the last episodes of the campaign, was that Iceland clearly broke free at some point and actually conquered some provinces in Africa, which is amazing. Asia, Ming. If you'd watched the campaign, you know that some of the stuff escaped from Ming, like they imploded slightly, but they've reconquered all of that. Korea have got quite big. Buryatia are still where they start. A lot of the India's a bit of a mix. That's, again, you know, not too dissimilar from the start, actually, apart from a lot of the smaller nations have been gobbled up. Ayutthaya have gotten quite big. Other than that, this is sort of relatively unsurprising. But in each section, there's, you know, a few big surprises. Amazing! Wow, is that the Timurids? Timurids exist. My God. So Persia, I guess, exploded out of the Timurids, but at some point, either Timurids have exploded out of either the Golden Horde or Persia, or they were released or something. I'm not sure. But that's really, yeah, the map. So looking at the ledger. We'll start from the first one, I guess. We'll just... Country. Biggest treasury. Because it's in timeline mode, it actually shows, like, pirates and rebels in here. So actually the pirates are the richest people in the world. Who knew? Naples, me, biggest by far. Portugal, actually not too far behind. Milan, Galere, again, quite far. Novgorod, I'm quite surprised by, given how little land they have. They've done quite well. Income, I'm the highest by miles. Inflation, just for fun. I mean, this is not really fair looking at this, because the reason these nations have such high inflation is because they've probably got gold mines as their main source of income. Ideas in tech, I'm going to be at the top for tech. Wow. Joint top, basically, with a load of people. Ideas, again, similar thing. Interestingly, though, Carabao have got... Looks like Portugal... interesting. Oh, no, there's Portugal. I was thinking for a moment their colonies had more ideas than the Overlord did. Score comparison. We were gaining the most per month, and we had the most overall, France being in second, and Great Britain in third. Ottomans, surprisingly, they are still fourth. I thought they'd be a lot worse. What are we going to look for? Religions, countries. Catholic is miles ahead. The Reformation at the moment didn't really do anything in this gameplay, as you could see. Whoops, what have I done? I've gone back to the wrong thing. But yeah, the Reformation didn't really do anything in this playthrough. It pretty much fell flat on its face. So religion's relatively unsurprising. Let's have a look at what else we got. It's probably onto military stuff soon, isn't it? Armies, there we go. Highest force limit is myself by absolutely miles. Total troops, however, Ming are at the top, but that's only because I didn't build as much as I could have. Otherwise, I would have dwarfed their armies. Who has the biggest manpower? Again, it shows rebels on the ledger because I'm in timeline mode, but I have the largest. This is a bit misleading. Actually, we need to go back to the first screen to see max manpower. And it would be Ming second. Surprisingly, Commonwealth have actually not got a huge amount. The reason this number is a bit misleading is because this shows the current number. And these guys, a lot of these guys are at war. Navies, force limit. I have way more than anyone. Again, pretty much dominated this. Army losses, that's an interesting one. So the Ottomans lost the most troops. 9.26 million troops. Interestingly, most of those are by attrition. So that is what happens when you march great big armies all around the place. I lost 2.46 million, which is not too bad given the size of my army. Naval losses. France, Spain, Ottomans. Not surprising, France, given that they open up onto the seas right next to Great Britain and Spain and Portugal. So those are three nations which always have big armies. What else we got left to do? I think that's probably about it. I mean, there's trade nodes and all stuff like that, but I mean, the main comparisons we've already gone over. But I hope that sort of, if you care at all, you might not, goes over a few of the sort of, I guess, finer details within the campaign, how it ended, etc. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you in the next campaign. Take care.